Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and today I'm on a super fun hop called CASE Creator or Crafter, a fellow creator or crafter. And it's really a fun thought because you're actually kind of copying what someone else did. That's someone you know or a fellow creator that, you know, you've seen their stuff and you really liked it. So I am casing DawnMarie Manning. I don't actually know her, but she's in craft groups with me, and I saw this video of hers that I will link below so you can actually check that out too if you want, of her watercoloring the Concord in 9th Grateful for Everything stamp. And I just thought that it was really cool, and I'm not very good, nor do I watercolor often, but I have wanted to do it more. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity. And since I had the stamp that she was using, I said, let me try this. So I started off by using the stamp and stamping it with Brutus Monroe embossing ink. And then I have Wow embossing powder in gold, and that's what I used for the embossing. Now hers was a little bit different. She used a little different colors, some different watercolor color paints, but I used what I have. So like I said, I have the gold, and then I have Kuretake watercolors, and I started off, I was pretty much following her video. Like I said, this is a Case the Creator, so I was copying what she was doing. And like I said, since I am not very good at watercoloring and I don't do it very often, I really was kind of paying attention. So you'll kind of see me sometimes sit there and just kind of look, and I'm actually watching the video as I'm, you know, painting this. So I started off, because they're different watercolor brands, I started off with some sap green and some sap green deep for the leaves. And then I went on to the turquoise blue and the Prussian blue for those little sprigs. For the oak leaf, I did cadmium orange and scarlet, and then some carmine red for the oak leaf. For the main flower in the center, I used cobalt violet, or no, I'm sorry, imperial violet and purple. And then for one of the bulbs, I used, again, the carmine red, I used rose madder deep, and I used some cadmium red, or cadmium, whatever, red. And then for one of the bulbs, I used more brown colors, so I used burnt sienna and raw umber deep. So those are all the colors I used for the painting. I'm sorry, and then I used just red for the little berries on the end. And like I said, I not only did I enjoy casing a fellow creator, I thought it was fun, but I actually learned some techniques from watching her. I started with the leaves, and I think the rest of it actually came out better because I kind of learned as I, was learning as I went along. So it was definitely a fun and interesting hop to be part of. I do end up doing this a little different as far as I used a bright red background for my card base that I put together for that. And with this, she showed how, to do some shadowing on the flowers or on the leaves to give it some dimension and stuff. So like I said, I was trying to follow along as good as I could, considering my lack of experience with it. There was a couple areas that I realized I didn't color or paint after I kind of was already finished with it, so I had to go back a couple times to a couple different areas as I was kind of going along, I realized. Now, I was impatient, so I used the heat gun to dry this, and then I used the coordinating dies to cut this out. Now, on her video, she actually made 2 of the same cards, or not the same cards, but with the watercoloring and the same stamp, I should say. And one she cut out with the dies and one she didn't. So this one I did decide to cut out with the dies, and like I said, I used the heat gun to dry that off so I could get a better idea of what that was looking like. And then I realized I definitely needed some more shadowing and deeper, darker colors around that large flower area. I will say watercoloring with it being heat embossed is definitely easier because it's definitely keeping it inside of the lines, I guess you want to say. So I guess you don't get that necessarily all the movement that you could possibly get with watercoloring when I've done it before on the rare occasions that I do watercolor. And you definitely don't get the same type of movement as you do when you do it with otherwise. But overall, like I said, this is really a fun experience. I enjoyed watching her, and I love her accent. Like I said, I do not know her, but it was definitely fun to watch her and listen to her. At this point, I am just stamping the sentiment with, again, the embossing ink and using the gold embossing powder on a black strip that says "For Everything," and I'm using the grateful stamp up in the top corner for grateful for everything will be the entire sentiment. And then I'm just going to pop on the flower image, and then I do end up having to cut a little bit of it off to kind of fit on. This is an A2 size card, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I did have to cut a little bit off because this is quite a large stamp, but I really liked it, and like I said, I thought this was a lot of fun. I am super excited that I was able to be part of this hop. I am glad that everybody is joining in on these fun hops, and I hope that you're enjoying these as well. I hope everybody is staying safe, that they are all taking care, that you are all taking care. And like I said, I will link below the video that I actually cased from her. And this is not a normal hop where you're going to hop to the next person. This is actually, you can hashtag it, and you are going to hashtag, let me see if I can actually find it. You are going to hashtag CASEthefellowcreator, and that will bring up under YouTube if you do CASEthefellowcreator, or just normally on like a Google search, you will be able to find all the people who are part of this hop. So again, I hope you are enjoying these. I finished this card off with some jewels because that's what she did as well. These are actually little pearl drops. They're jewels, sticky backs, eyelet, outlet, and beads. And that's who it is from. And it's Square Pearl Yellow is the name of these. I actually had a couple white ones, but I liked the yellow. I thought went well because of the gold embossing powder and stuff. And then to finish this off, I used my Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen and just used it all over the entire thing. Now you can see I'm kind of wiping it off. You can't exactly see that I'm wiping it off on my hand, but I am wiping it off on my hand just because when you're going through colors like that, the color can stay on there because that's definitely like an alcohol base, and the colors can get on there a little bit, and I didn't want them mixing with the other stuff. But that's it. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Everybody stay healthy. And make sure you hashtag CASEthefellowcreator so that you can check out everybody in this hop. Thanks.